Boruto Chapter 79 was absolute fire! This has to be the biggest plot twist in Naruto history. No, manga history. It quite literally changed everything forever. Boruto has become a rogue shinobi and is the final villain of his own series?
Oh, hell no!
Well, Eida revealed a new godlike ability to rewrite history. Essentially, everything we have learned in the last 79 chapters have been recontextualized. All that we remember about Kawaki has been switched to Boruto, and everything about Boruto has been switched to Kawaki. All the characters now believe Kawaki is Naruto's biological son, and Boruto is the one who joined the family as an outcast and caused all the strife they are suffering, including killing his own father, Naruto. Chapter 79 completely blows our minds with Momoshiki kicking things off, telling Boruto that his dark prophecy begins now. Momoshiki helped Kawaki escape from death in chapter 78 because he needs him to cultivate a god fruit from the 10 tails that would kill everyone on the planet. Yes, everyone. Now the reason Momoshiki is so adamant is 1, he would return to being one of the most powerful Otsutsuki. In fact, Ishiki stated their alien race strives to become Otsutsuki gods by consuming multiple fruits. Secondly, this would be the strongest chakra fruit ever consumed, as life on Earth is extremely vast, with all beings having some essence of chakra within them. Let's not forget that it would include Ishiki and other DNA that has inhabited the planet over a millennia, such as the Sage of Six Paths, Naruto, Sasuke, and even remnants of Shibai. So with Kawaki's escape, Konoha rushes to find him, ready to capitalize on his exhaustion, as his chakra control and usage of Ishiki's abilities are not on par with those of a true Otsutsuki just yet. Boruto sends Sarada after Mitsuki, who has run off on a personal mission to deal with Kawaki himself after what he's done to his boyfriend Boruto. But with Kawaki's chakra signal being erased, this gives his biggest fan an opportunity to swoop in. Eida. Since she has a tier-free subscription of his OnlyFans, she uses the Senragan to find him with ease, in which she flies to his location to offer an alliance, just as the community predicted, by the way. Editor, please give us a round of applause to all of us.
You must be very proud of yourself.
Meanwhile, the Sussy Baka himself, Amado, pleads with Shikamaru to keep Kawaki alive at all costs. He explains that Kawaki has been implanted with a shutdown code just like Delta, and if the two of them meet in person, under the right conditions, Amado can bring Kawaki to a stop. But Amado, being the sly fox, comes with a condition that once Kawaki is deactivated, Konoha must leave him alive so that he can eventually enact upon his master plan to bring his daughter back to life. Ishiki promised to bring her back after consuming the fruit. He would have unlocked Shinjutsu via becoming godly, which, by the way, Isonboshi, his inspiration for Ishiki's character, wields a hammer that can grant wishes. Guys, imagine being so smart that you can create sentient life and achieve transcendence by transferring consciousness in mere seconds. But you never thought to clone a Renegon eye in a robot to cause a rebirth to bring your daughter back, saving billions of lives and stopping this whole situation from the get-go? But hey, that's just Amado.
You're honestly an idiot. I don't know what's wrong with you.
Now this is where Boruto Chapter 79 takes a drastic change in direction, as Kawaki opens up about his feelings, his desire to protect Naruto at all costs. He doesn't even care what happens to him, and even entrusts Eida with protecting Naruto and Konoha over himself. He explains to Eida that nobody can go through with killing Boruto because he is the Hokage's son. Even if he's a threat to all their safety, only Kawaki has the resolve to go ahead with such a treason. Kawaki just wishes that Boruto would be a nobody. That way he can kill his brother without having to go through as much guilt, because the rest rest of the village will side with his decision. Naturally, Kawaki would feel this way, as every encounter he has had in his life stemmed from being used as a tool. He suffered great hardships from his father, then a human trafficker, before being raised by an alien who gave him a tragic destiny. When first introduced, he told Boruto that he would rather be dead than alive, borderline suicidal with extreme PTSD. Kawaki didn't know what a family was, nor what a normal day-to-day life even meant. He never even tried ice cream ever in his life, because every single day he was treated as a vessel. All of this trauma brought him to a breaking point, until Naruto, who suffered the same past, was a beacon of light in his darkness. Naruto comforted Kawaki to become who he is and aspire to be better, which removed the PTSD, therefore creating a safe zone for him that he will always cherish. For the first time in his life, Kawaki was treated as a human being rather than a tool, all thanks to the changes Naruto had made. The world no longer viewed ninja in this manner, as in the past they were seen as nothing but that. Even Amado abused Kashin Koji in this outdated manner. However, Naruto learned through Jiraiya that pain helps one understand each other with the teachings of Ninshu. Thus, Kawaki eventually saw Boruto as a brother. He had everything a child would want. He's popular, girls love him, he has amazing genetics, he's the smartest at school, and his dad is the freaking Hokage, the man that Kawaki loves most in the world. Well, he was at least. Eida then reveals a new power, a Shinjutsu that was mentioned in chapter 75. Remember, Shibai was an Otsutsuki god, the most powerful of them all, who transcended the mortal realm, becoming a fifth dimensional being beyond normal comprehension. Since Amado created Eida and Demon from his remains, they possess Shinjutsu abilities, which is why Momoshiki states she has the power of an almighty god. But remember, Amado stated in chapter 75 that humans cannot enter the godly realm, as he tried to resurrect his daughter but failed. Nothing can work. This is why Momoshiki states in chapter 79 that Eida, a mere mortal girl, cannot withhold the power of omniscience, as this Shinjutsu cannot be controlled in such a weak body. Kami had used divine techniques to create the world using omnipotence, and her true love ability is just a result of an omnipotent ability being materialized. Eida then proceeds to use her full power to rewrite history.
I gotta tell you, it was perfect.
She has reversed Boruto and Kawaki's life. Boruto is now the enemy of Konoha, and Kawaki is now Kawaki Uzumaki.
What happened to the original plot of the movie?
Boruto's whole life has been wiped away in front of our eyes. My bro, this is too crazy. We are planning to dive into this topic in a future video, explaining every major change in the story that has occurred to Boruto's destiny. So be sure to hit the notification bell and hit the like button to share your chakra. We will also be shouting out those in the comments that help us with pointing out any major changes as a result of Eida's powers. Now, Eida's desires affect the chakra within the recipient's mind, altering their memory to fulfill her desire of being loved. The ability has become global, also connecting to Kawaki's desires of swapping lives with Boruto. The way it works is extremely similar to Genjutsu and is likely the original version of this ability. Humans created Genjutsu by manipulating the flow of chakra in a person's nervous system to alter the way they see reality. Look no further than Sasuke deleting Jiraiya's memories of what occurred when he traveled to the past with Boruto. Eida has done the same on a global scale, but rather than sending everyone into a false reality, she's made it real. Momoshiki mentioned how mankind's memories have been tampered with. Genjutsu, such as the infinite Tsukiyomi, are a perfect example of a fake world being created in someone's mind to live forever. But since it it isn't Shinjutsu, it cannot literally affect reality itself, as that is the realm of the gods. Now, as Konoha finds the two of them, Shikamaru asks for an update on the situation, to which Kawaki betrays Boruto, betrays Naruto, betrays the whole family, betrays the fandom. He goes full on evil and says Boruto killed Naruto. Not only has Kawaki taken everything away from Boruto due to his own selfish desire, but now he's even framed him to kill his own father, just so that Kawaki doesn't have to live with the guilt.
Boo this man!
Now this all links to his prophecy that those blue eyes will make you lose everything. The drastic turn of events has opened the floodgates to a completely new perspective on how to view every single chapter released thus far. For example, the prophecy regarding the blue eyes refers to Eida's eyes, as she is responsible for the outcome. Momoshiki was the only person to know what the ability was, but he kept it hidden as mentioned in chapter 76. This was foreshadowed in that same chapter when Boruto lay in bed thinking about Momoshiki's words about those blue eyes, where it just so happens that the very next page is Eida using her own. Now Momoshiki wants Boruto to suffer so that his subconscious falls deep into his own psyche to give up on life, just like Kawaki did in the beginning. This would allow for Momoshiki to have free reign over his body to do whatever he pleases. And this is not good news for our young lord. Even his biggest simp, Mitsuki. Wait a sec, does this mean that Kawaki is now Mitsuki's son? Huh? Do you see what we mean when we say that this chapter has recontextualized everything you know about the series? You've got to second guess everything now. But anyway, Mitsuki has broken his #1 rule. He's gone Sage Mode. In chapter 69, Mitsuki stated that if someone really did try to kill Boruto, he wouldn't know what he would do to that person. After all, Boruto is the son that he has dedicated his life to protect. That is the purpose Orochimaru planned for him. However, the story has changed. Kawaki is now the son and Boruto attempted to take that away from him. Thus, he can comfortably release his Sage Mode on Boruto to ensure Kawaki is safe. So that is why he has activated his true power, instantly bombarding Boruto with snakes, all with the aim of killing him. But because Momoshiki needs his vessel to survive, he helps Boruto by telling him the future so that he can avoid Mitsuki, telling the now outcast that if he wants to live, he needs to escape, as everyone is coming for him. But there is some good news. Sarada is confirmed to not be under the influence of Eida's omnipotence. We learn from chapter 76 that both her and Sumire, for whatever reason, were immune to her charm, to which Shikamaru labeled the pair as Konoha's only hope in taking her down should they ever really need to. We also saw in this chapter that Sumire witnessed Eida go after Kawaki, thus the two will be able to deduce that she will be involved in altering people's memories and be the key to make things go back to normal again. Especially since Sarada and Sumire witnessed with their own eyes Kawaki admitting that he killed Boruto and sent Naruto to another dimension. However, I think there's one more person who will figure out that something sussy is going on, and that is of course Batman Sensei. Just like the greatest detective he is, Sasuke has devised a plan ahead of time just in case something like this occurred. Asad on Twitter pointed out that the last conversation Sasuke had with Boruto was in chapter 69, where he gifted Boruto his old headband as it gave him the resolve he needed. But now that Boruto and Kawaki's places have switched, Sasuke will remember giving the headband to Kawaki instead. Therefore, him seeing Boruto be the one with the headband will make it clear to him that there's been some major tomfoolery going on. And I mean, let's be honest, it's not like this would be the first time that a legendary Uchiha had a backup in place should their mind ever be manipulated by another. Itachi stuffed a crow inside Naruto, for crying out loud, all for the very reason that should he be reanimated, he could use genjutsu on himself. Sasuke witnessing the headband can have a similar effect, triggering the return of his memories so that he can fight alongside his student and daughter to save Naruto. After all, this is now a story following the journey of Boruto to prove his innocence and fix the mess that Kawaki has caused. This is why the series opens up with him narrating his past. We often forget that part 1 of Boruto is all one big flashback with Boruto retelling the events. This is him telling everyone the truth of the world in the time skip as the narrator. Ironically enough though, young Boruto's dream has in fact come true with this chapter. People used to ridicule him for riding on the coattails of the Hokage. This childhood made Boruto want to carve out his own path separate from his father, and well, that's now the case. He's not Naruto's son and he's not an Uzumaki, and because of this he's been hounded out from the village. Two factors that foreshadowed this was when Boruto stated to Sarada he wishes to be a ninja like Sasuke in chapter 10 and even to Tento in chapter 12. We all know that Sasuke was a rogue shinobi, which ultimately meant he had to be eliminated as the whole world was against him except for Naruto, who was pleading for his life. But once again, history has repeated itself as Boruto has been forced to become exactly what Sasuke was in the past. It is a case of be careful what you wish for, but it goes even deeper than that. Kawaki stated to Naruto in chapter 19 that he wanted to learn the Shadow Clone Jutsu so that he could beat himself up, which Naruto admits in his childhood that he felt like doing the same thing, as he too was ostracized and seen as a villain without any remorse. Boruto is now going through the same scenario and is feeling just like his father. He's experiencing the hardship of being ostracized from society and begins to feel the same way as Kawaki to understand his perspective. He will now sink further into despair, fulfilling Momoshiki's goal of getting Boruto to give up his body. But in the meantime, to continue his shinobi training, he will need someone to train with, that person being Kashin Koji. In chapter 16, Kashin Koji stated that the land of fire, I seem to be linked by fate to that village. This motif is similar to Jiraiya, whom he's a clone of. Jiraiya was in search of the child of prophecy who would save the world. Therefore, Naruto and Boruto are both children of prophecies. For example, he has the pure eye, which is the star of hope against the impending doom that will come to the world, as Toneri said. But if Momoshiki completes his plan, the entire world would be destroyed. Similarly, the great Toad Sage told Jiraiya the same thing, that he will mentor a child who will either save the world or destroy it. Kashin Koji stated that he was programmed and created for the very reason of eliminating Otsutsuki. Ishiki explains that Kashin Koji's pride as a shinobi was the human weakness that Amado preyed upon to use him. This is the same weakness Kawaki is now trying to erase from the world. Therefore, it makes sense that Kashin Koji would help Boruto, as in the future scene, he states he is still a shinobi and will use its ideals to go up against him. Furthermore, Ishiki stated to Kashin Koji in chapter 48 that the genetics of Jiraiya, who he is cloned from, holds a mighty fate that has a minuscule possibility of change. All genetics have a predestined fate, so since he is Jiraiya's clone, he will most likely be the sensei to the prophet child. This then brings us full circle to why he is the feeling that he is linked to Konoha. With his tutelage and intel, he can bring about a change in the world by helping the Star of Hope, as Ishiki stated that he is the Star of Change. This is much like how Jiraiya helped Naruto fulfill his prophecy that saved the world. For example, remember when Kashin Koji made sure Boruto would meet Kawaki because he wanted to understand what resonance means, as he was doing research on the karma to find out how to get rid of it and destroy its power? And in chapter 76, Shikamaru stated that a team is MIA and not responding. Since we know that Koji is a brilliant spy with Toads at his disposal who had no problem infiltrating Konoha once before, he would be able to intercept this team for their intel and prying into sensitive information. Now, if you guys want to go prying into some sensitive information, then make sure you check out animeexplained.com, where you can get all of the latest news, spoilers, and quizzes revolving around your favorite anime.